Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I'm so happy to be with you. I am bringing you a really fun project today. I think you guys are going to absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things to do, which is treat boxes. I have made the cutest treat box. Check it out. It is this adorable rainbow on rainbow. You have rainbow paper, and then you have this beautiful rainbow with the cute clouds and this adorable box. Guess what's inside? Let me know in the comments if you guessed accurately. It's a cookie. You probably have, because I'm sure I put it in the description. But it is a pizza box. I love it because pizza boxes are so fun, right? Because who doesn't love pizza, but who doesn't love cookies? So it's this adorable rainbow cookie that I found at Target. So definitely check it out. They have the cutest things there, don't they? And so I got this little rainbow cookie there, and I just had to make this adorable box to go with it. So we're gonna just learn how to make this cute box. So I'm just gonna leave it open and put it off to the side. It's not fully in camera, but that's okay. We're gonna be using the cloud punch. I'm gonna show you a trick with that today. And this Rainbow of Happiness bundle is amazing. Definitely check it out in my online store. It is linked in the description below. The dies are awesome, and so is the stamp set. I have tons of projects on my channel with it, so check those out. If you haven't seen the others this week, go back and watch them. I also will do a playlist with this entire all my videos with the same stamp set. So we're gonna start first by scoring. That is my favorite thing. I love doing these boxes, and this Simply Scored tool is like my best friend. So this piece is 5 3/4 by 10 inches. So there's the 10, there's the 5 3/4, and we're going to score down the long side at 3/4 of an inch. At 4 3/4 of an inch. At 5 1/2, and at 9 1/2. And now we're going to rotate it counterclockwise, where the 1/2 inch piece is up here. And then we're going to give it 2 score marks. We're going to do on the short side, which is the 5 3/4 side, we're going to score it at 3/4 of an inch. And at 5 inches. Let me move the board out of the way, and then I will show you all the score marks. Don't mind my squeaky chair. Sorry, guys. Okay, so here's all the score marks, and this is what our piece looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and burnish all those. That will help you see them even better. So we're going to start here, and we are going to run our bone folder along all the score marks. So these are the 2 on the short side. They were the last 2 that we made. And then down the long side, we started at 3/4 of an inch. That's this one. And then we did at 4 3/4 of an inch. That's this one. And then we did at 5 1/2. That's this one. And then our final one was at 9 1/2. And that is this 1/2 inch piece right here, which the 1/2 inch piece is the part that we're going to stick into our box, which helps close it. That's this front section. See how it's shorter than the sides? There's the sides, there's the front. So that's the 1/2 inch. And then you have this little divot here, which helps you to grab on to the paper. You have a place to kind of stick your finger in there and pull that out. Okay, so let's go ahead, and now you should be able to see all the score marks a lot better. So we know that this 1/2 inch piece is going to be the tab that tucks down. These are the sides of the boxes. This is the back of the box. And this is the front, the bottom front and the top front. This gets tucked inside, just like that. All right, guys. So now we got to figure out what to do with these sides. So I'm going to start, I'm going to put the 1/2 inch at the top here, and I'm going to trim in, and I'm going to get rid of these 2 tabs next to this 1/2 inch, which is the thinnest of the strips. These are the same size, and this one's a little thinner. So I'm going to use a thick bladed scissor. Our paper snips are fine if that's all you have, but I like using a thick bladed scissor whenever I make boxes. I just prefer it, and sometimes you can use a longer blade. This one's a little bit of a smaller blade. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim those 2 pieces away. So I'm just cutting them completely out. So that's the front piece that gets tucked in. This is the back of the box. We need to cut some side pieces. So I'm gonna trim in like so, and I'm gonna also trim in like so to make that little tab back there. And then we need also to cut here. We're just gonna cut here. So we're gonna do straight cut here, and then we're gonna angle cut on that side there. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So we're gonna start here in the middle. I'm gonna cut in slightly, and then I'm gonna cut in slightly here. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on this one, and then we got one more to go. So the only pieces that we completely cut away were those 2 at the top there. So I'm gonna just angle cut in and cut this straight right here. And then I will show you, I'm gonna lay it down, so if you wanna grab a screenshot, let me just get all the little scraps of cardstock out of the camera. So that is what it looks like when you're done cutting. All right, let's glue it together. It's pretty easy. This is a pretty awesome box. These tabs are gonna go in. They're gonna get glued right there next to this. Okay, this is the top. This one's also gonna go in. It's gonna get glued right there. So those are gonna really make it nice and square. These tabs are gonna go in, and they're gonna also get glued. So the 4 pieces are gonna get glued on the sides like this, okay? And we wanna make sure that these angles are nice and angle cut. It helps to put them in. I forgot to do this one, sorry guys. Wanna angle right there and right here as well. It just gives it a little bit of space. So they're all now angled in. So let's go ahead and glue it together. I'm gonna grab my wet adhesive. We'll start with the one side and then we'll work to the other. So we'll start here. I put the glue on the tab. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little adhesive. And I'm gonna bring that tab up, and I'm gonna just make sure that the score mark here is straight with the side, just like that. Looks pretty good to me. Same here. I'm gonna go ahead and put the adhesive, and we'll bring the tab in, and that it's straight. And let's do the others. Put on the tab. Hopefully I'm not out of camera for those first shots. If I am, I apologize. I didn't mean to be. I'm gonna bring that in, bring that straight, and let's do this last tab. I'm gonna actually lay it down so that I can get the glue on it. Perfect. And let's bring this straight up. That looks pretty awesome. Didn't hold that one long enough. But there is our box. And these tabs get pulled in. Let's go ahead and angle cut these as well. Right there and right there. Angle this one a little bit more, just like that. And that's the part that's gonna get tucked in. So now these sides go in, and this piece gets, whoops, pushed in like that. That is our pizza box. Pretty awesome. I think it looks pretty great. All right, so let's decorate the top. I'm gonna move the box out of the way temporarily. We are going to glue these really fun colored strips of cardstock. They're from our Brights collection. And we're gonna go in this color scheme. and they are going to get glued onto a piece of basic white cardstock that is going to fit on the top of our card like this. Okay? Are we good so far? I think it looks awesome. Very pleased. Okay, so we are gonna start. I'm just gonna move these. They'll be slightly in and out of camera, but I'm just gonna move them out of the way because I want to put my silicone mat in here, because if I can make a mess with glue, I will. So I like to have that out. And I'm actually gonna put glue on my white piece here. And we're going to get it going. The most important thing is that I have it on the outer edges. If I run out, of course it's going to be now, right? While I'm on video. All right, we're halfway. All right, let's just lay that right there. We'll start with our red, and we will lay it down. And I just like to give it a nice press. And let's take our next color. This is our Mango Melody. That first one was Poppy Parade. And this is Daffodil Delight. If your strips aren't perfect, it's okay. No one's going to really notice because you're going to have that awesome, fabulous rainbow on the top. So let's keep going until we need a little bit more adhesive. I'm going to go ahead and start putting some more glue down now. That's our Granny Apple Green. And let's add some more. I think I might have finally run out. Let's see. You never know. Oh, every time I think I run out, there's always just a smidge more glue in here. I think this time might be it. Okay, let's see if we can kind of get it to be enough for this video, and then I will grab a new bottle for my next video when it's time. All right, I'm just kind of wiggling this glue since I want to make sure that I have a good, all my surface is covered. I'm not putting any more glue out. I'm actually just using the tip to kind of move it around. And now our Coastal Cabana is next, so let's put it next to the Granny Apple Green. All right, and then our next color is Bermuda Bay. Smooth that over, make sure it sticks. A Pacific Point. And then our last color is Gorgeous Grape. I just want to make sure that it's just butted up against the end there. And it looks like I'm just a tiny bit shy, which is fine. I'm just going to let it dry. And we're going to work on our clouds and our rainbow, and then I will trim that away. Like I said, no one's going to know it's a little bit crooked or anything because the rainbow is going to be on top. Trust me. I'm just going to go ahead and press that down and then just really move my pieces. And I'm going to grab what I have is called an adhesive remover, and I'm just going to run. And it helps also, not only does it remove the excess glue, but it also presses down so that the piece stays in place. And we'll go to this side. And then I'm just going to run that along this edge where it has that Gorgeous Grape and get rid of that tiny little bit. And I'm just going to grab my paper snips, and we're just going to follow right along the edge here and cut those pieces over. These strips are 1/2 inch by 6. I just cut them the whole length of the piece, and then you can save these for another project. And then I'm also going to trim this white. And you know, when you're trimming pieces, they're not always perfect. That's why we have a little extra. But like I said, no one's going to notice because you're going to have that cute rainbow on the top. And I'm going to go ahead and trim the other side as well. And it looks like I have a tiny little bit of Poppy Parade on this side. Hence, that also affected it, that I didn't have it exactly on the edge when I started. But like I said, it's not a big deal. All right, I think we're good now. Let's go ahead and grab all these little teeny tiny strips. I'm gonna put that off to the side there. And we are going to do our rainbow. So our rainbow, I've already stamped it. I used Poppy Parade, Flirty Flamingo, Bermuda Bay, and Coastal Cabana. And then this is Pacific Point. I overlaid with the words. I'll show you the stamps. So we used, the largest is Poppy Parade. The next largest is Flirty Flamingo. And then I overlaid this sentiment in Pacific Point. And then this third largest, Bermuda Bay, and the smallest is Coastal Cabana. And then I just hand cut around it. So that's ready to go. So now we're going to use our cloud punch, and we are going to punch 2 clouds because we're going to have one on each piece. So there's one, and let's punch another one. Whoops. Let's punch another one. Let's try that again without dropping it. So there's our second cloud. And then I'm going to cut this strip, which I could always use for sentiment. I'm going to cut that off and put it in my little scrap bag. I have a scrap bag of basic white that I use a lot of sentiments with. All right, so now let me explain to you. These clouds are a little wide, if you can see my sample right here. How did I get my clouds to be that small, right? These are long. I'm going to show you. It's really a really cool trick. So you're going to take your cloud. If I can get this paper off my fingers. So you're going to grab your cloud punch. You're going to hold it this way. And you're going to take this piece of the cloud and you're going to insert it into the punch. Right here, and then you're gonna form a cute little cloud. You get it exactly, you know, where you think it's gonna be super cute, and then you're just gonna press, and then there is your new smaller cloud. Do the same thing again. One more time, and there's my second cloud. Now, it just cuts a small piece off the end. And each time you do it, it's going to be a little different. And then you're just going to grab your paper snips. And if there's anything rough, like right here, I have a tiny little rough piece. I'm just going to get rid of that. That's why these paper snips are so awesome. Make sure that this rounded edge is super rounded. Same thing here. We just want to make sure that rounded edge is rounded. And that this little rounded edge is rounded. I think that looks awesome. Now we have 2 smaller clouds. So that way you can get different sizes by inserting them in your punch. Let's go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of our rainbow. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and pull my backs off, and then we'll add the clouds in a minute. I like to use the take your pick tool to pull the backs off because they all stay stuck onto that little hook there. All right, so let's go ahead and put our rainbow on here. The really cool thing about having those clouds is that it helps to elongate your rainbow so that it looks super long. So we're going to come up here and we're going to go ahead and attach one maybe right here. So we want to put the dimensionals on the bottom section of that cloud. So I'm going to use one in that corner and one in this corner. And I'm going to use a baby in the middle, a small one. And then let's see where this one's going to be. I think I'm going to do this one in this direction. We'll put it right here. Same thing along that bottom section. So we'll put 2 in the corners. This one I'll use a small one also right there. All right, let me grab my take your pick tool. This is for our first side. And on this top section, I'm just going to add some wet adhesive, because it's the part that's going to touch our rainbow. All right, I think I'm completely out of glue, so let's dump that. Let me open a new one. So when you buy it, you're going to pull on this little tab, and then it takes this wrapper off. And then when you open it up, you just have to be careful that you don't put too much, because it is super juicy. When you're used to scraping by to get it out, and then you have a brand new one, you just want to make sure. So there's that one. Isn't it cool? Because it just makes the rainbow look longer. And then this is our last one. We're going to pull the backs as well off of our dimensionals here. All right. We are going to stick this cloud down just like that. Just gonna rub my bone folder over the top. I think I must have stabbed it with my nail, but that looks pretty awesome. And then we're gonna put dimensionals on the back of this piece. So we'll put in the 4 corners. And then of course one in the middle. And then I'm gonna fill in between all of these 4 more dimensionals. So 9. Now, before we glue it down, we want to make sure that we have our ribbon in the right place. So I'm gonna take my ribbon and I'm gonna put a line of Stampin' Seal. I'm gonna open my box and I'm gonna put a line of seal kind of where you're not gonna see it, right behind that rainbow. I'm gonna put my pieces in again. And I want to use a little half-inch circle punch, and I'm going to slide it in the center as far down as it will let me go. And then that will be the little divot out of the center. That's what makes that the half-inch circle punch. So now that I have my seal, I want to go ahead and put my box pieces in. I'm going to go ahead and get my ribbon around my box, and I want to make sure that it's about even. You guys can't see the ends. I'm going to try and show you. See how I have them. So it's a long piece of ribbon. Quite long. I think it's about 24 inches or so. And I want to really stick that there. The rest can be loose, but I just want to secure it because I'm going to put my dimensionals on there and I just want the ribbon to hold in place. So that will help. Let's go ahead and pull the backs off of my dimensionals. And then we will get this on the top. That looks pretty great. Let's center that. Like I told you, we trim that little edge off. No one will know. See how awesome that still looks? And now we're going to tie our box. I like tying the ribbon near the top, so I bring that knot right near the top. I'm gonna bow it right there. And there we go. When you're happy with the length of your ribbon, you can trim the ends. I kind of like leaving it because since you can open and close the box, I like having the length longer. So, but if it bothers you, you can trim it. I'm gonna go ahead and play with those little pieces. There we go. Okay. So now we're gonna add our our embellishments. I'm using the Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels, and I'm going to grab 3 of these large ones. Whoops, did I not have any adhesive on the back of it? Oh, I do, I just didn't push it down good enough. So we're gonna push that one down there. We'll add another one. Whoops. Okay, I don't know what happened. I'm gonna put a dot of wet glue there because it doesn't want to seem to stick, and I want it to stay. So a little dot's all you need. The wet glue is real strong, so you don't need very much. But that one didn't want to stay. I don't know if I pulled the backing off by accident. I'm not sure. Go ahead and grab this one. That one's staying. And our last one in this bottom corner on the purple. What I like about these jewels is they kind of take on the color that they are on top of. So I'm gonna take some of these medium-sized ones and I'm gonna put them on the rainbow and on the cloud and on the other cloud. That's awesome. My ribbon is just not cooperating. Oh my goodness. I might have to retie that one. But you get the gist. Let me clear off my area. I tend to make quite the mess when I am crafting. All right. Pretty awesome. Very pleased with how that box turned out. I hope that you also like it. Don't forget, we have this cute little cookie on the inside. I hope that you'll continue to watch my videos. You'll subscribe. If you stayed till the end, thank you very much. Check out my Rainbow of Happiness bundle, which is this awesome stamp set and these beautiful dies. If you need any help making the box, you can, if you don't know how to do it, just watch the video again. If you need dimensions and I happen to miss those, just ask in the comments. I'll be happy to add that in there. And I guess that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. Check out my blog at inkyhandswarmhearts.com. All my links are in the description below of all of my social media and my contact information. If you do not have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. So definitely hit me up and check out my online store. I appreciate that so much. Give me some likes, comments, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping.